Hi students, last video we discussed about machines, their functions and some general terms related to machines. And there are 6 types of symbol machines, but in your syllabus you have to study about 2 types of symbol machines. One is lever, next one is pulley. Okay, by the combination of symbol machines, huge machines are made. Heavy machines, they are the combination of many symbol machines. So let us start discussing about lever. Lever is a rigid bar which can turn around a fixed point. A rigid bar made of either wood or metal which can turn around a fixed point. Turn means move around a fixed point. Best example is seesaw. That rigid bar which can turn around a fixed point we call as lever. Then the pivoted point we call as fulcrum, and the two forces are load and effort. Okay. Then distance from effort to fulcrum we call as effort arm. Distance from load to fulcrum we call as load arm. Okay. Then the principle of a lever is, when a lever is in equilibrium or in balanced position, load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm. Means clockwise moment and anti-clockwise moment are equal. The two forces here are load and effort. This load makes moment in clockwise direction, effort makes anti-clockwise moment. If these two moments are equal, then the lever will be in equilibrium or in balanced position. So the principle of a lever is, when a lever is in equilibrium, load into load arm, that gives the clockwise moment, force into perpendicular distance. Load into load arm, which is the anti-clockwise moment, should be equal to load into load arm gives the clockwise moment. That clockwise moment should be equal to anti-clockwise moment, that is effort into effort arm. So this is the principle of a lever. Load into load arm is equal to effort into effort arm when the lever is in equilibrium. This principle is derived from principle of moments. Then in equation form we can write the principle of moments like this. Then rearrange the equation. Bring E to this side. L by E, L upon E is equal to effort arm by load arm. L by E ratio for any machine is known as mechanical advantage. So mechanical advantage of a lever can be written as either L by E or effort arm by load arm. Okay, remember L by E is general formula for mechanical advantage. It is applicable for all type of machines, and the formula effort arm by load arm is applicable only for levers. Next topic, classification of levers. Depending on the position of load, effort and fulcrum, levers are classified into 3. First order lever or first class lever, second order lever or third order lever. Levers having fulcrum between effort and load are called first order lever. Example, seesaw, scissors. These machines are having fulcrum between load and effort. Fulcrum comes between load and effort, that is first order lever. In second order lever, load comes between fulcrum and effort. Okay, so example, lemon squeezer. In lemon squeezer, this is the effort point. Here we apply the effort. The lemon kept here is the load, and this screw is the fulcrum, moving point. It turns around this point, so this is the fulcrum. Here is the load we are keeping, and here is the effort. So load comes between fulcrum and effort, so it is second order lever. Then third order lever, effort comes between fulcrum and load. That is third order lever. Example, tongs. In tongs, effort is applied here. This is the effort point. Here we keep the object, that is the load, and here is the fulcrum. Effort comes between load and fulcrum. So tongs is an example for third order lever. In your textbook, so many diagrams are given as examples of these. You may go through it. In every diagram, load, effort, fulcrum are marked. Now, let us calculate what is the use of this or what is the function of these levers. Let us calculate MA of these levers. MA is equal to effort arm by load arm. This formula can be applied in case of levers. Look at this diagram. First order lever, fulcrum I am keeping exactly at the midpoint of the lever. That means this effort arm, that is distance from effort to fulcrum, and load arm, that is distance from load to fulcrum, they are equal. Fulcrum comes in the exact midpoint. Then what will be its MA? MA is equal to effort arm by load arm. Since both are equal, MA will be equal to 1. Then in first order lever, you can keep the fulcrum close to load. This is also first order lever. Fulcrum comes between load and effort. But the difference between these two is, look at the position of the fulcrum. Here fulcrum was kept at the midpoint, thereby effort arm and load arm were equal. That is why MA came as 1. Then here, since fulcrum is shifted towards load, load arm became shorter than effort arm. Then what will be its MA? MA is effort arm upon load arm. Effort arm is longer, so MA is greater than 1. Then third case, what will happen if fulcrum is shifted towards effort? This is the load arm. This is the effort arm. Okay, fulcrum is shifted towards effort. Effort arm became shorter than load arm. So MA will be, MA is effort arm by load arm. MA will be less than 1. So this is the conclusion. First order levers, they can have MA equal to 1. They can have MA greater than 1. They can have MA less than 1. All three possibilities are there with first order lever. And you know, machines having MA equal to 1, they help us to change the direction of effort. Last video you have seen, it changes the direction of effort. Machines having MA greater than 1, they are force multiplying machines. Machines having MA less than 1, they are speed multiplying machines. So first order levers can have all the three functions. What you have to do is by changing the fulcrum. If fulcrum comes at the exact midpoint of the lever, that means load arm and effort arm are equal, then MA will be equal to 1. In that situation, it helps us to change the direction of effort. Then if fulcrum is shifted towards load, it is working as a force multiplier. If fulcrum is shifted towards effort, it functions as a speed multiplier. Then what about second order lever? What is its MA? For second order lever, load comes between fulcrum and effort. So this is the load arm and here is the effort arm. Effort arm is longer than load arm. Effort arm is longer than load arm means MA is greater than 1. That means they are force multiplying machines. Okay, in this case, it functions as force multipliers. It is not having any other function. Remember, second order levers are always force multipliers. because their effort arm comes longer than load arm, thereby MA is greater than 1. Then what about MA of third order lever? In third order lever, effort comes between fulcrum and load. That means effort arm is shorter, load arm is longer. That means MA is less than 1. So they are functioning as speed multiplying machines. Once again, if you want to use a lever as speed multiplier, you must use third order lever. For force multiplier, we prefer second, means third order levers are always speed multipliers. Okay, second order levers are always force multipliers, but first order levers can have all the three functions. What you have to do is change the position of the fulcrum. Okay, so if the question comes, which levers are always speed multipliers? Answer is third order lever. Okay. Let's discuss one question. Why the shears are having long handle compared to the scissors? You know, shears means they are metal cutters. They are used, the structure is like scissors, like difference is there. They are used for cutting metals. And scissors, you know, they are used for cutting paper or cloth. Then its structure difference is, for ordinary scissors, handle portion is shorter, cutting portion is longer. But in shears opposite, handle will be longer, this cutting portion will be, blade portion will be smaller. Okay, let us see why, what is the benefit of it. First of all, can you tell which order lever it is? Look at the diagram. Fulcrum comes between load and effort, so it is first order lever, scissors. What about shears? Same thing. Fulcrum comes between load and effort, so this is also first order lever. Both are first order levers. Let us find out what is the MA of scissors and shears. Look at the diagram. This is the effort arm and this is the load arm for scissors. So how MA will be? Effort arm is shorter, load arm is greater. That means MA will be less than 1. What is the usefulness of a machine having MA less than 1? It is a speed multiplying machine. So scissors are speed multiplying machines, or we use scissors for the purpose of multiplying the speed. When we move the finger through a short distance, more length of cloth or paper is get cut. Then what about MA of shears? Here effort arm is longer and load arm is shorter. So MA will be greater than 1 because effort arm is longer and load arm is shorter. So MA is greater than 1 means it is a force multiplying machine. So here we need force multiplication because you know large force is needed to cut the metal. So in the case of shears, we want to get the force multiplied or effort multiplied. So we need a force multiplying machine. So it must have MA greater than 1. That is made possible by keeping the effort arm longer. So both are first order levers, but one is functioning. Scissors functions as speed multiplier, but shears functions as force multiplier. Now the point what I discussed earlier, that is first order levers can have both the functions. It is proved here. Both are first order levers, but one functions as speed multiplier, the other functions as force multiplier. Now last point regarding levers. On human body there are some levers functioning. All the three types of levers functions on human body. When we move our head, our movement of our head is an example for first order lever. Okay, weight of the head, that is the load. The moving point is the fulcrum, and the muscle here works applies the effort. So first order lever it is. Then for second order lever, you can give the example. When we try to raise our body weight on our toes, you are trying to stand on the toes, then the toes which are touching the ground, that is the fulcrum point. Your body weight is the load acting, and the muscles on the leg applies the effort. Load comes between fulcrum and effort, so it is a second order lever. Then third order lever example, when you try to lift something in your hand, the object kept here is the load. This is the load, and this is the fulcrum point, turning point, and the muscles here exerts the effort. Okay, this muscles combined working of these two muscles. So effort is in this direction, we apply the effort, combination of these muscles. So fulcrum, here the effort, and here is the load. So effort comes between load and fulcrum. So it is an example for human forearm, is an example for third order lever.